That is a serious workout. I've done the damage to myself. My God. It is too hot. It is too hot and humid for this old actor. Holy mother. Burn and learn time. If you can believe it. I did it. Yay me. Yay, yay. Oh my God. Okay. Let me get something to drink. Holy mother, I am feeling it today. Not good at all. Everyone get ready to call emergency services. Just in case I don't make it. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, all right. All right. Moto. How you doing, Moto? Wow. I have done a number on myself today. Holy crap. That was not exercise. It was just pure, unadulterated torture, I would have to say. Caliber Pictures, good evening to you. Is it evening already? Oh my God, it is sort of 4:30 my time, or 4:30 something. Helen, bonjour. Tabernac. Opal, Mist, Caliber Pictures, Devern, Geekabibble, Ben, Matt, Clark, Invisible Dimensions. It is so freaking hot. They're saying like with the, what is it? Like with the humidex, it's like 42 or something. I've got my little AC just chugging away here. It's already blown the fuse once. So it is definitely struggling almost as much as I am with this. Wow, yeah, it is uncomfortable. I would really like to insulate this place. Of course, there's no point in insulating this place until it has a roof over it. So that's the next thing I'll be working on. Afternoon, sir. I'm about to start my treadmill walk. Good for you, casually, Sandra. I hope you'll be exercising while we chat. Oh, Elizabeth with a Z is it's cool and comfortable here. Also, it's a holiday, but I have to work. Okay, well, it sounds like, you know, the weather karma gotcha. Mandy Buckland says, good evening, David. How was lunch with the family yesterday? It's lovely. Oh, giant sandwiches. So good. It's all soccer around here right now. I do try to care. I really do. Because my son is quite taken with it. And it gets all excited about it. Also, yeah, just got a great mark on his computer science final thing, which is great. Everyone's like, well, of course. I'm like, he won't let me anywhere near him. So, you know, he did some cool little Dungeons and Dragons thing, which is very funny because that's what I programmed in BASIC when I was on my first was on my own with my Commodore 64. Roof situation hasn't changed really. It's got a tarp on it. What does my shirt say? Oh, funny how you should ask. Let's have a look at this. It's pretty sweaty, but I think you can still read it. It says, keep calm and let McKay panic, which has been scratched out with fix it. Another addition to my crazy t-shirt collection. So you're welcome to go check that out. Go to techbandits.org and click the shop and it'll take you there if you want to get one of those. And I guarantee you it'll look better on you than it does on me right now. It's like a wet t-shirt contest and it ain't pretty. This is Hewlett. I got Hewlett all over me. Probably a lot of talent in there somewhere. Hello from Czech Republic. Hello, Chaotic. I was so sad that the Czechs didn't win their soccer game. I don't think they did. I think if I got that right, I was definitely cheering for my friends in Prague. But if you don't fix the roof soon, I'm coming with a lemon. All right, Pettington. Yeah, it's a small thing called money. I can afford a lemon. I'm not sure I can afford my roof. Hot. My pipes froze last night. Then again, I am from Australia. We're not only upside down, but through the looking glass. Opal Mist, Australia is lovely. But you had frozen pipes there. Jesus, wow, okay. Good morning, Mr. Rodney, sir, says Freelance Noob. Well, good day, or good day, I guess. Good day to you, sir. Geekabibble. Wow, it's 29 degrees Celsius here in the middle west coast of Florida. It did just rain, though. Oh, the rain is nice, isn't it? Although here the rain, I feel like it just adds to the humidity. And to the things I've got to do. So what I've got to do is, along with putting a roof on my garage, I need to add a couple of circuits to the power box I've got here. I got a panel here, and I'm going to pop a couple of extra circuits in here because, as I say, I keep I keep trashing the place with my AC. What do we got? Love the T-shirt. Oh, very good, very good. Love the shirt. The Microsoft Teals and Python curriculum has the kids do dungeon-style stuff, but I think they're trying to get it changed. Why? Because they don't like the dungeons or something? Hey, look at that. So I was telling everyone I was going to go see go get an MRI because of these headaches, and guess what? I've got them right now. It's just going to prove very interesting. It's really bugging me a lot, I've got to say. I'm wondering if maybe it's a humidity thing potentially. I don't know, but yeah, it's a little frustrating, a little off-putting, should we say? They're like these ice pick headaches. I get these very sharp headaches in the same spot every time, and it just almost, you have to sort of like fight through them sometimes. They're so strong. These ones are just little pulses, but they're just completely random. Anyways, if I was your next door neighbor, I would help you with your roof. Thank you, Anonymous. My next door neighbor would help me with my roof too, but he's 90 and I don't want him on his roof, even though he literally goes up and fixes his own roof. He's 90. Yeah, so I don't need my dad's help either. I got sent a photo of my dad on his roof as well, so I don't know what it is with everyone over 80 who wants to climb and fix roofs. So maybe I'll wait till I'm 80 and then fix it. Air's not working. Oh my God, AC. When the AC's out, that sucks. Am I the only person in Europe who doesn't care about the footy? Nixie, there's a few. I used to be one of those people. I'm only, like, it's just a bonding thing with Baz at this point. Like, it's one of the few things that we can share an interest in. So, although he knows. I mean, he knows every single name there is and the whole spiel about all of them. So, the history on all of them. So, it's just kind of fun to listen to him babbling on about it and geeking out. So, Australia too, but Western Australia, we don't get these cold nights on the West Coast. How cold does it get there, Wayne? Hey, everybody. Hello, Wormhole 42. Willem Follett, when are you coming back to Newfoundland? Oh, as soon as I frickin' can, William, as soon as I freaking can. I loved it out there. Are you from out there, William? Because I was there on Sunday, and then flew back Monday evening, and I've literally been bugging them about how to get the character back somehow, because I just loved it. I just walked around my neighborhood. Now I feel very warm. It's really, really hot out though. Yeah, Wormhole, no kidding. I took the dog out this morning in the hopes of missing a bit of it, but whew, it's like a wall. It's like stepping out into a wall of heat, honestly. Getting rid of D&D, because having everyone do the D&D style thing plays into stereotypes about computing that are a barrier to getting a wider group of kids and underrepresented demographics. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's like, oh, you got to be like a total Dungeons and Dragons nerd to do that. I feel they could still use the game approach, right? I mean, you can still do that. That's why I like the escape room stuff, is that the idea of, like, I think what's nice about Dungeons and Dragons is not so much the need for it to be such nerdy, wizards and dragons and sort of that stereotypical nerd who slurs and that kind of stuff. I think what's nice about it is the storytelling aspect, and that there is a certain sort of there's a pragmatic approach that can be taken to it, kind of a gameplay thing. So it's too hot to go outside. I'm staying where the AC is. Very smart, casually Sandra. Very smart. Jim the Evo! I feel like men over 75 have a great desire to get on roofs. I think that's it, Jim. Maybe when we get to like 75, we'll know. We'll suddenly realize that it's like some kind of a weird draw to the roof. Maybe it's trying to get us to. It's like it's like stepping off onto an ice floe to stop your family from having to deal with you as an elder. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. My dad will be 87 in a few months, and he's always outside fixing things in the heat. He can afford to pay someone to do it. Also, I pray a lot. Geek and Bibble. Here's the thing, though. And my dad said this, because I've bugged him a few times about it and said, like, Dad, what are you doing? Like, it's just, he took a laser out the other day and was saying he was struggling a little bit with this laser boat that he's been playing with. And there's a part of me that goes like, oh my God, what is he doing? He's 84 years old. He should, he shouldn't be out there by himself on stuff. And I'm not sure he was by himself, actually. He's probably with another 80-something-year-old. And then you go, you know what? But he's doing what he wants to do, and if he's happy, I feel like it's a risk he's willing to take. Then I think he should probably take it. I mean, the last thing you want to do is get old and just sit in a chair somewhere, unless it's right next to a computer and you can do a lot of computer stuff, which is where I'm going. I can't wait to just sit in a chair and not be able to move, because then I can just do lots of computer stuff. I should talk about my Burn&Learn, shouldn't I? So first off, the burn part, it was miserable. I hated every second of it. There you go. My summation is complete. I did 35 minutes, cranked up the resistance a little bit for the the second half, I do the first half backwards first, then the next part forward. So the forwards part, it feels a little easier for some reason, I guess, because I'm just used to walking that way. So I jacked up the resistance a little bit on that. And on the learning front, again, what I've done this time is I've been looking into these particle effects. Love it, really cool. Did a whole tutorial on it last night. Had some flames going and stuff in one of these Unreal things, in one of these Unreal projects last night. And then today I was like, you know what? I think I need to focus, because there's too many things that can be played within this environment. Like, there's just some really, really exciting stuff. I had an interesting visual idea that I wanted to do, which involves spawning static meshes that emit light and have them have a kind of fun, cool, random sort of rotation type thing. So it's almost like my own particles. I mean, I guess you could do it with particles. I wonder if maybe I should do it with particles. I'll experiment with both. But I think to start off with, in a simple way, I'd like to use Blueprint, which is their visual programming approach. I'm so sorry. I've got these. The headaches are really, really frustrating. So if I suddenly look off into the distance with a lost look, you'll know it's because it was a tough one. Where was I? Right. So what I want to do is, I think, start with the basics. I think it's very easy to leap into, oh my God, I want to build an entire world, and you realize you get in there to build an entire world, and you go like, wait a second, I don't even like. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I realize I haven't actually clicked the buttons myself, so I don't know how to do things like new projects and cameras and stuff. So today I was focusing in on how to work with cameras, because I'd like to set up a camera and then get these things moving and get some cool light effects happening, and then I want to bring in a metahuman that I can place and light with this cool lighting effect, and see if I can come up with something kind of fun with that. And that's really sort of the project that I'm playing with now. I also really want to play with some horror aspects, because I think there's I had an idea for, I want to do some gameplay stuff as well. I thought maybe we could do something like, instead of carnage, it could be called cornage, and it's just you are literally in a cornfield. That's it. So you're walking, you can't see anything. It's just corn everywhere, and you have to walk around, and you get like jump scares, and you have to react fast and that kind of stuff. So I thought that could be a very simple game to try out, just as the basic stuff. And if I get a little more confident, well, right now I do a lot of swearing and cursing and lamenting about the fact that my brain doesn't work as well as I'd like it to. But once I get a little bit of a sense of it, maybe I'll share some of this stuff with you, see what I'm doing, because it's I'm very excited. It's like having not only just a movie studio in your laptop. It's like having a movie studio with all of the props, with all of the locations, with all of the equipment you could ever dream of, and the potential just seems like unlimitless. But of course, as a result, Unreal is not a simple program. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of bells and whistles and a lot of things to play with, so it can be a little overwhelming at times. Anyways, all right, so could it be the fluorescent light, like the ones behind you, setting off the migraines? Lights can set off migraines. My mom gets migraines from lights on automatic doors. Oh, that's interesting. I'm so glad my kid doesn't care about sports. I can't imagine having to pretend when a ball was for extended periods, where a ball was for extended periods of time. Yeah, it's funny, Elizabeth, I didn't think I'd care either, and then when the kid got into it, I just sort of, it was one of those ones where I sort of saw it as one of those moments where I go like, okay, you know what? Like, I can try to get him into stuff. It doesn't work. Rarely does it work. But when he's getting me into something, it's a great connection. So I've sort of run with it from there, and it's been good. 12C above the lowest. We go occasionally lower on different days, but not too many. 12 degrees. That's not bad. Wait a sec. 12 degrees. You get frozen pipes. It wasn't you getting frozen pipes then. Not at 12 degrees, right? What? I'm awake. Nuke is suddenly awoken to discover a very sweaty old McKay on YouTube. Christian, unpronounceable. I'm a fitter in a fabrication shop, and it was probably over 50 degrees Celsius in the shop today. Holy crap. And I guess there's just nothing you can do. They have, like on Stargate, when we had to wear the spacesuits, they would rig us up with liquid cooling systems. So it's like it was a suit you wore that would liquid cool, like a liquid cooled vest. I think they sell them on Amazon now as well. But I found them very odd. Like it felt like I was dying of the flu, because it's that weird feeling of being really hot and yet at the same time cold, because this system is cooling you. So it just feels like it's like your body says like something's wrong. This shouldn't be the way it is. Yeah, my dog won't go outside. Yeah, my dog won't come inside. It's the weirdest thing. We've got this beautiful AC on in the house, and she would prefer to dig a hole and lie in it. There you go. Oh, my poor little stepsisters and her family. They just they had to put their favorite cat down. And apparently, I have not met this cat, but apparently it was the cat. It was the king of cats or the queen of cats. I'm not sure even if it was male or female. But so my condolences to Steph and the family on that. That's really tough. It's just, God, I'm not a huge cat fan, but just pets, man, that just, it's very sad when you lose them. All right, yeah, my dog won't go outside. Yes, from St. John's. You have to convince your wife to visit with you next time. She will grow to love. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think so too. Game stuff is really popular. Making it be a D&D thing is what they're trying to get rid of. That and the Star Wars posters on the wall. Although what's funny is the funny thing about Star Wars now is that Star Wars has become like Disney. Well, it is Disney, but I mean, Star Wars is almost just like another Disney character, if that makes sense. Like Star Wars isn't necessarily the older people, I guess, it's big nerds on it, but the kids, it's almost like a kid show at this point to some extent. 6:30 a.m. in Australia. What the hell are you doing up, Nuked? He's up. Oh, damn, those headaches sound familiar. I get these piercing headaches behind my left eye. It's a type of migraine, and I'm not sure how appropriate it would be for me to mention my solution. Uh-oh. I'm not sure if I want to know. I'm not sure if I want to know. In Scotland, we don't get to complain about the heat as it rains here 320. Yeah. All right, Tommy. All right, you get your own things to complain about. 51 degrees in Mecca this week. 550 dead thus far. Muslim. What? Seriously? Because of the temperatures? Oh, that's awful. Jesus. Oh my God. As I'm talking to you, I'm watching people's orders come in for T-shirts. So thank you for that. That's very kind. Although why you'd want to buy? Trust me, they'll look a lot better than this. You'll get the whole. You won't get all the sweat in it. You'll just get all the great words. So enjoy that. Techbandits.org. Go to the shop. Check them out. There's a whole bunch of other ones there too. I have to spec out 10 game levels today. Instead, I'm here. Oh, Elizabeth, I am your procrastination. Nuke. Sounds like a cluster migraine, mate. Sounds like a cluster migraine, mate. Yeah, the doc didn't know what to do with it. And he said, how bad is it? And I'm like, when it happens, it's pretty bad. I mean, it's not so bad today, but it has been. So I get to go and do an MRI tomorrow. I'm going to get a map of my brain. I'm really kind of looking forward to that, actually. Accentuate the positive. I'm going to get a migraine. I'm going to get an MRI, and I'm excited about the idea that I'm going to get some kind of a picture of what my brain looks like. So, all right, 25 degrees Celsius is perfect. Hey, Wolf Pup, how are you, buddy? Wolf Pup, the great tech bandit Wolf Pup is here. How are you, buddy? It's been way too long. I wish you weren't out in New Brunswick, because you could come and do some escape room stuff at the University of Toronto. I got to get something together for that. Try to get some kids involved in that, because right now it's just university students. But I hope you're well, Wolf Pup. It's been a long time. I look forward to catching up at some point. Minus 4 degrees Celsius morning. Ooh, that's brutal. Although minus 4 is kind of like it's kind of like an average warm day in the winter here, just so you know. I've been having focus issues. Yeah, you and me both, Candace. I live in a giant focus issue. I'm about to follow suit with what you've done, David. I'm going to move my office and all my PCs and streaming gear and music stuff into the garage. Just have to figure out the AC and power issues. Yeah, you and me both. Maybe figure those out first, Wormhole. I made the mistake of, well, I didn't make the mistake. I had to. I didn't have to, but I decided to, so I could vacate the place for the twins. I don't think the heat is helping with your headache. Probably not. Well, that's an interesting point. I should start taking notes when I get them. In fact, my wife told me to do that about 6 months ago, and I never did. It would be very smart, because then maybe there's patterns I can figure out. Scope your minimum viable product. What's that? Okay. Are you using Lumen for the lighting? I believe so. Yeah. I think Lumen is enabled on mine. Have you tried pairing Unreal Engine with VR? You feel invincible. Oh my God, Enzo, I would not just feel invincible. I would also feel like throwing up, because I cannot do VR. I just get so. It is hard enough working in the windows, in the 3D windows in Unreal on a laptop. So I can't imagine if I put a pair of goggles on, I'd be puking everywhere. But I'm sure it would be very cool. I feel like it's like I'm in like nerd purgatory, because because all these things I want to do, like games and VR and all these crazy things that would involve me not throwing up, and of course, I can get sick on a ferry. It's really great to see you ideate, given your background in film. You know the specifics of how you want the engine to behave from your own personal experiences. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Devon, it's an interesting point. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Never have. Never have, really. So when I get bored of learning lines, I go and I sit down with the Unreal Engine to sort of that's my holiday. It's my little break. And I just thought I would focus on the cinematic stuff, at least to start, because game design and all the rest of it, there's a lot of complication. There's a lot of stuff I'd love to do with that, but I feel like step by step it would be a good way to get into it by just doing a few cool little sort of shots and lighting things. I love these emissive static meshes. So static mesh is basically those 3D models that you can put into stuff. So you can take any of those things and make them emissive. So make a light come out of them. And they can cast shadows and all sorts of stuff. So you get these really cool effects. Like I've put a sphere behind a mannequin, and it gives this nice glow. And you can up the glow, and you can up the what are they called? Not the light leaks. What are they called? Flares, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's really neat. Howdy. Howdy all, says Spinner Breaker. How are you going? Been a very long time. I've been thinking of you while doing my road trip around Australia. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm making 30-second TikToks of a Kronosaurus explaining extinct Aussie things. Oh, wow. Oh, that's great, Spinner Breaker. What do we look you on? How do we look at? We just look up Spinner Breaker on TikTok. Is that what we're looking for? That sounds amazing. Oh my God. Well, thank you for coming back. I'd get back to your dinosaurs. Sounds like a lot more exciting. I'm off to work soon. Okay, nuked. So you got to get up at 6 something in the morning and get off to work. What are you doing? What are you working at? Hey you. Hi Ray Toy. Hey you. You're live. It's always a good day when I catch you live. Oh, I'm so glad. Good. I can provide you with a sweaty start to your day. If that sounds good, I'm sure you'll enjoy Kronosaurus Kev. Kronosaurus Kev. Okay, it's a lot of fun and very silly to do. Tomorrow I'm off to see the largest dinosaur in Australia. Wow. All right, fantastic. All right, so everyone go check out Kronosaurus Kev. Christian says, we just have to take it easy and drink extra water. Yeah, I should drink water. Oh, look, I have some right here, and it's fizzy. Oh, my God, that's good. Okay. Hey, from Halifax. Halifax. Another fine East Coast city. Actually, yeah, I get migraines from those too when they start to fail and flicker. Interesting. These are LED. So these aren't actually tube lights. They look like tube lights, but they're actually LEDs. So, although there could be a flicker to those too, I guess. Is this new Star Wars series has been a letdown? It's moving away from what Star Wars is. Freelance noob. Yeah, look, I got to be honest. I'm kind of sick of the original stuff now, like the original stuff. No, I want more original stuff. I'm sick of all of the plays on the original stuff, like how we can't make a new series or a new film. We have to remake something else. I'd like to see some new stuff. It's one of the reasons why I prefer to watch thrillers and horror and all that kind of stuff. Although that said, there's not been a lot of stuff coming out recently that I've been excited about on that front either. So, yeah, excuse me as I burp up my drink in front of you. That's what you're here for, right? To watch me all sweaty and gross after exercise and then burping into my microphone. Aren't I lovely? Where are they now? There you go. He's right here. Love that shirt. Thank you, Christian. I've told people before. I'll tell them again. Just head on over to techbandits.org. Check the shop. A whole bunch of stuff out there. And I got to get that organic intelligence one out there. I know before someone reminds me. Give it G. I used AI to make a very short video starring you. The secret to your acting is a character who is a total jerk when you just change up the facial hair. Okay, good to know. G, thank you. See, you're in fine form again today. How are you, buddy? Been too long. I've been way too long since I talked to Lance. Wayne, yes, saw about Mecca on news today. Not very good for people visiting. So the idea is like a pilgrimage to Mecca, and the heat's just been so bad that it's just wiping people out. Is that it? That's freaking horrible. Oh, if you get an MRI, you might be able to get a 3D printable file. No. Oh, that would be good. What would you do? I guess you'd get it you could take it as a PNG, convert it into like a normal map or whatever it is, and I could have a 3D model of my brain in a game, and that could be the villain. Ooh, I like where this is going. Good thinking. I didn't think I'm gonna have to ask them about that. Spin a breaker. I'm going to ask him about that. Okay. I want to use to build my own brain scan device, like an EEG or an EKG or something. Oh, Wormhole 42. I got a kit for that, and it's from OpenBCI. You can probably get some of their older ones for cheaper now. It's not cheap tech, but I got one for the kids to play with on when I was at the school for Tech Bandits, and it's just a brain-computer interface. So basically, it tries to pick up any signals it can from the scalp and from a bunch of sensors. And this little chip that they've created, this little card that they've created with their custom printed board. Processes that for you, and you can have it converts that into things on the computer and stuff. It's really cool. You should definitely look at it. So look at OpenBCI, you know who else has some of those things is Adafruit. I think it's Adafruit or the electronic store. I think it's called that. They've got some really cool little stuff there as well that you can play with on that front, which I think are a little cheaper. I'm not sure. Laugh my ass off. Put the MRI up for sale. What the inside of Rodney looks like. I'm not sure I want to share that. Or turn the map of your brain into a dungeon for a game, but not a dungeon, Elizabeth. A happy, fun puzzle, right? If you have a cyberpunk-themed escape room, would it be an escape room? Ooh, interesting, Opal Mist. That sounds an awful lot like a dad joke. All right, it'd be so nice to have a garage, wouldn't it? I have one right here. It's full of junk. I've got to get it organized. Elizabeth Lized, Christiane loves that idea. I had a head MRI once. When I got to look at it afterwards with a specialist, I looked at the screen and said, wow, I have a brain. He did not look amused. Nixie, I may try that one. There's actually something there. My father was wrong. It takes a while to get your VR legs. Oh yeah, I'm not sure I'm capable of it. Do you have the fear I had when I got an MRI? I was really worried my brain would come back really small. It gives it, hey, there's just a little peanut in there. What did you get yours for, Jim? What did you get your MRI for? I guess, should I be worried? I'm not worried. I guess you know what? I feel like I've had horseshoes firmly planted up my backside since I was born, and so, I'll take whatever comes at this point. I feel like I'm very fortunate, very lucky, and the process itself of the MRI I find absolutely fascinating. So, and as I say, I'll be just running lines in my head. So, yeah, I feel like I'm not too worked up about it. An escape room where you do, he says, having not been asked how I feel about it, I've now just told everyone that I'm not scared at all. That's why I'm telling you. An escape room where you could do electrical engineering would be an escape room. Oh my God, some Brennis is on it now too. Good Lord, what's happened to this? Good afternoon, Mr. Hewlett. Big fan. First time turning into a live event. No idea what's going on. Well, let me explain, Parker Brown. First off, welcome. It's a good bunch here, I got to say. A strange bunch, because I don't know why they want to watch a sweaty old Stargate actor who's whining and complaining about having had to do some exercise. So this is basically what I do: is I exercise. I hate exercise, so I try to learn something while I'm doing it. I've been learning this Unreal Engine, this game engine programming of late, programming design, 3D design, that kind of stuff. And so I just like to, I guess I like to share that so that I have, this is like my reward for having done my exercise. And it's also my way of announcing to the world that I've exercised, so that when I don't exercise, I feel guilty, because I go like, God damn it, that Parker Brown guy tuned in once. And then, and then I never exercised again. So it's a way of making me feel guilty, I guess, as well. I want to make a 2.5D game where it's guess the extinction animal based off its classification. I got a crude proof of concept working, but it's far from perfect. I want to make it an app like Wordle. Oh, that's cool, Spinnerbreaker. Spinnerbreaker's definitely got a dino obsession going, and I like it. Chaotic, you should put a glowing ZPM in your game as an Easter egg. Huh. Glowing ZPM, you could probably do that. If I've got a mod, there's probably, actually, you know what, there are 3D models of ZPMs. All I got to do is create a material for it. I think you could do that, definitely. By the way, saw you and your sis on Gate World. Funny. Thank you, Wayne, it was good. Yeah, we enjoyed that. Minimum viable product, MVP. When I was first working as a dev, they told me every time I came up with a new feature, put it in version 2. First create the MVP to have something that works. Yeah, so start small and work from there. Very smart, very, very smart. I second the glowing ZPM. Otherwise, you'll never be done with anything. Yeah, otherwise you're just playing the whole time. I get it. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Elizabeth. Very good point. Writing, curiosity. Hello. Hello to you. I would explode an MRI right now. Surgical steel is a no-go, right? Yeah, they actually say I have to call them if there's any metal in me. I'm like, yeah, there's a little metal in everyone, man. Yeah, dad joke. I believe that there is an amount of surgical implants you can have, but probably best not to give it a go. Yeah, Lance, maybe don't join me on this one. Let's see how it goes. I get ophthalmic migraines, visual hallucinations only, no pain, but they are intense. On occasion, it comes with the ice pick in one spot. Oh, that's interesting. I've never had the visual issue. Starfree Conventions is doing a UK con next May. Would you be willing to come if invited? Damn right, Rachel. Are you kidding? The UK? I love the UK. I'm heading back there as soon as I can. I got my City Not a Yo-Yo tee on its way. Woohoo! Yo, that's a fun one, isn't it? Unstable voltage. Well, thank you. I'm glad you picked up that one. I was wearing that one around the other day, and I got some weird looks. I was in Newfoundland, and I'm walking down around town getting my breakfast, and there were a few people who went, and you could see them sort of going like, "What is like?" I don't think they were Stargate people. I think they were people like going like, "Why does that guy have like? What does that quote on his shirt mean? And what is that thing?" Which is kind of fun. That's why I like it. It's like a little. It's sort of like it's subtly nerdy, and if people know what you're talking about, they'll come up and say hi, and then I'm not sharing my fish cakes though. I wrote you because I need your help to make Game Face work. Says Elizabeth with a Z. There you go. That's it. Lance, it's your responsibility. Get it working. Dude, 3D model brain villain goes hard, doesn't it? V, don't you think it's a great idea? I love it. I'm thinking about it right now. Okay, I gotta run. It's 5 o'clock, and my wife will be home soon, and we'll probably... Oh, no, she's not going to be looking for dinner. She's going to be looking for a dinner partner because we've got someone coming over for dinner tonight, which means I should probably not be sweaty and gross, which means I really should go. All right. Thank you all. Hope to see you again soon. Tomorrow, Thursday, yeah, I'll probably I should probably exercise tomorrow. And then Friday I'll take off because I'll be working on Friday. I'm filming 3 shows on Friday, so that's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, so I will say, be brave, be kind, be brilliant, and until we again, cheerio and huzzah! And I have to get rid of all these wonderful orders for the T-shirts out of the way so that